in the second quarter by a score of 20-15. It is East St. Louis over Naperville Central, 28-14. That ball game is at halftime. Still showing first quarter, DeKalb and Alton at 7-7. Second quarter action, Belleville East is shutting out Granite City by a score of 20-0. At halftime, CBC over Belleville West, big time, by a score of 41-0. That is a look at your halftime scores. Blues have the night off tonight. They play, guess where they play tomorrow? They play at Boston. That ought to be a lot of fun. You know, there's some very mad Marchands and Charas running around that town. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Matter of fact, it's a back-to-back game here for the Blues over the weekend. They're at Boston tomorrow and then at Detroit on Sunday. As the seniors for the band are being recognized, sorry we cannot bring you that ceremony, as they're a little bit off camera here as the band is getting ready to set up and provide some halftime entertainment. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll let you listen to the Collinsville Kahok Marching Kahok Band. We'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
their program one step closer. Please welcome to the field your 2019 Marching Kahawks. Drum major Sarah Vargas, Fisher Bales, Tyler Hill, and Olivia Norton. You may take the field in performance.
Did I? I don't know. Good. Yeah, I know, right? I'll tell you what, though, I did like what I saw. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
He'll probably come up for a few games here and there, but he won't be able to.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I mean, he could be, but because it's on a two-way contract, which is good.
That's true. I like
with a
that.
two-way contract. You can send him up,
Yeah.
send him down,
Yeah, it's
send
not
him
like
up.
baseball where you have options and stuff. That's nice. I think he'll be okay. He's only been around, what, like 4 or 5 years? Sucks because it's not out. Is he okay? Dude, I wouldn't let him back in.
I mean,
We'll see. Dude, I like him. I cannot believe this is the last freaking It's like, where is this thing?
so yeah, then I guess that right when I came for Avalanche, they had on TV.
Yeah. They're gonna be fine. We'll see about that.
It's early in the season.
Oh, God. I barely even watch that.
Other teams have been traded. They were celebrating.
I was gonna say let's not discard with that. One, get a short off season. Two, let's just part of all Okay. Oh, dude, I'd be if we freaking went on a little dynasty, that'd be awesome. I was trying to get a group of friends to go to that, and like nobody could match up their schedules. It was just so crazy because you saw how much they were for the first game. Obviously, everybody wanted to go to that. Well over 200 apiece, and then you get like 2 or 3 weeks later, it's $20.
anybody need that? That just kind of fell down. I don't think anybody's up there.
I don't know if they come up top. That's why we said something.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. Hope you enjoyed the sounds of your Collinsville Kahok marching band. They do a really good job out there. Let's take a look at some of your first half stats. We will begin with Centralia. Right now, Mark McLean is the leading rusher among all the players. He has carried the ball 28 times for 112 yards and a touchdown. Marcus Isaiah has carried the ball 7 times for 36 yards. Devontae Cunningham has 5 carries for 15 yards, plus he has a touchdown as well. Amir Johnson, 1 carry for negative yards, and the quarterback, Hayden Miner, has carried the ball 3 times. And he gained 3, gained 1, lost 1, lost 2, and he has a grand total of 0. Through the air, Miner has completed completed 10 passes of 15 for 117 yards, a touchdown, and a interception. He has thrown 4 passes to Camden Woolbright for 69 yards, 2 passes to Davin Tabor for 24 yards. James Long caught a pass for 5, and Marcus Isaiah has caught a pass, 3 passes for 19 yards. For your Collinsville Kahawks, Gabe Miller has carried the ball 9 times for 31 yards. Colby Anderson has ran the ball 5 times for negative 35 yards. Jaden Neighbors also is in negative numbers. 4 touches, minus 6 yards. Kyler Williams has 3 touches for 3 yards. Through the air, Anderson, 2 of 5 for 23 yards. Both of his passes went to Travion Swaggart, 1 for 6 and 1 for 17. And as far as penalties are concerned, Collinsville is doing a pretty good job in that department, only committing 4 penalties for 25 yards. But Centralia, boy, they're up 21-0. You would think they would be a lot worse, but they have committed 11 penalties for 105 yards. That is a full length of the football field plus 5 yards. So that's something that Centralia needs to work on. Collinsville having a hard time getting their offense going on. That's what they need to work on. And we are back at it. Third quarter action comes your way next after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their third year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com. Back here at Kahok Stadium, Todd Duke and Peyton Blaylock along with you as we are just about ready to go here in the third quarter. And one thing we need to have happen, Mr. Peyton Blaylock, is we need some more offense. We need some offense, period.
We just need to see some consistency on offense. You know, Gabe Miller's had his moments. You know, he'll break off a really nice, violent, 12 to 15-yard run. And then we just keep getting stopped for like -3, -4 yard gains. They just got to find some kind of consistency and sustain drives and actually take a little bit of time off the clock so they can keep their defense off the clock, or off the field, I mean. And then we'll see what happens. I mean, this game isn't out of reach. It's only a 3-score game.
No, it's not. And if you're the Centralia Orphans, you're very happy that you have a 21-0 lead, but if you're the head coach, you can't be happy about all the penalties, man. 11 penalties for 105 yards in just one half.
Absolutely. That kind of shows you why that team has only won 2 games. There's a lot of talent, but, man, they commit a lot of penalties. We've seen fumbles that they recovered but lost about 10 yards off of. Just a very undisciplined football team.
We've also seen a couple of bad snaps that have not gone Collinsville's way either. So there's 2 fumbles that Collinsville could have jumped on and a couple of bad snaps that we could have jumped on as well, but just unable to capitalize.
And don't forget that almost pick 6.
Yeah.
They just kind of ran a little bit of a rocket screen, and Collinsville just jumped up on it and basically stripped out of the kid's hands, but they recovered it.
Collinsville will get the ball first to begin the second half, and we'll keep an eye and see if Colby Anderson is even going to come back out. He was sacked on the final play of the first half and laid on the field for a little while before he finally came off. So Collinsville will get the ball back first as we begin the second half of play, and the Kahawks trail by 3 touchdowns, so they have their work cut out for them.
Unfortunately, Chris Kettler just pointed out Colby Anderson's pads are off on the sideline.
I was looking for him on the sideline, but there's a bunch of them down there. It's hard to –
Yeah.
Yep, okay, I see him now. Now he's got crutches too. So.
Yep. So hopefully he has a quick recovery, and he has an amazing offseason and comes back even stronger next year. Looking forward to seeing what he can do.
So Trevion Swaggart is apparently going to be the quarterback for the rest of this game. He is not out on the field as he normally would be for a kickoff. So we'll see if they want to keep on kicking it to Stephen Green. So far, all the kickoffs have gone to the near sideline, and Green has taken care of all of them. This time he's going to take care of this one as well, but we have a whistle on the play, and I don't even know if that play happened, did it?
No, it sounds like I don't know. I don't even
going to
see
do
a
it over
flag.
again, yeah. I don't see a flag either. I guess maybe they just weren't ready. Maybe the
That's my guess. Oh, offside.
Oh, offside. Okay, well, there was a flag somewhere. Just can't find it. So that'll back them up 5 more yards. And once again, it'll be Tyree Westbrook, the 6'1" senior kicker, who will kick things off. Green is the deep man in the middle, not too deep, though. He stands at his own 25-yard line. And Kyler Williams is over on the far side of the field. This one's going to go down the middle again. Green tries to catch it with one hand, can't, gets it on the bounce at the 15. He's across the 30, across the 35. He's across the 40, and a flag comes in, and that's probably going to be brought back for an illegal block at the back. That usually is the case when you are the receiving team.
98% of the time.
The flag comes in behind the runner. That is 98% of the time it's that. And that's exactly what it is, illegal block in the back. So Collinsville, they were ready to start at their own 40. Instead, they will be backed up once again. trying to get a good start to a drive, and that one was going to be one, but not any longer, as they'll bring that ball all the way back to the 22-yard line. That is a loss of 18 yards on the return.
First and 10, Kahok.
Not a good way to start, so Trevion Swaggart is now the de facto quarterback. He's been back there a couple of times when Anderson went out last week. There's a quick snap. Swaggart keeps it. I don't even think.
False start.
Yeah, that's a false start. No one was ready.
Stops the play. Ball
Gage
starts
Trevere, the
against
center,
Collinsville.
snapped that ball before anyone was ready.
Yeah, and that's not a good way to start off the half. You really need to be getting yardage, not be just being pushed back on 2 plays in a row.
So Collinsville will have a few different looks out there as they bring Jerry Richardson into the ball game for the first time, as now Stephen Green, along with Richardson, line up as a 3 wide receiver attack over here on this near side sideline. Empty backfield, and another whistle on the play.
Stops the play.
And we're just going to keep on having false starts here as no one seems to get set on the line before the ball is snapped.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
what
sure
a-
what's going on down there.
Drive that should have started on the 40 ended up starting on the 22, and now it's all the way back to the 12. And we haven't got a playoff yet. Still first down. Oh, I unzoomed because of the band, so you want to zoom back in. That's what it is if you're looking. Here's the snap to Swaggart, and he gets across the 15 to about the 17-yard line, and then keeps on barreling his way
nice.
forward, and finally gets brought down at about the 28-yard line. That was a nice individual effort at first, and then helped out by some teammates with some little push from behind action.
That was some really nice leg drive. That looked dead in the water.
Probably going a little farther than that, too.
Oh, yeah.
4 for the
Whoa.
Kahok.
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry, guys.
Time for your close-up, sir. So Swaggart goes and runs to the sideline, comes back with a play, brings it to the huddle. They break huddle, and Jackson Lee lines up as a wide receiver over on the far side. 3 more here over on this side. Man comes into motion. That is Kyler Williams. He gets the handoff,
Sweep.
turns the
Nice.
corner, has some room, gets a first down and more, and then
there's
a
gonna be
late
a face
flag, and there's
mask.
going to be a face mask. That is going to get called against McLean.
Number 9, Kyler Williams, the ball carrier.
So 11 penalties in the first half and already 1 here in the second half for Centralia. Collinsville started off with 2 right off the bat.
Yeah, but that's a really nice little way to bounce back from that.
It is. So we'll add some yardage onto the end of that run, and that will put Collinsville into orphan territory, I do believe.
Well, the nice thing whenever you put Swaggart out there at quarterback, it gives a little bit of an extra, dynamic athletically. He is quick. So now you can get a little more of a running game going because you add that component.
Ball is on the Orphans 40, and
Timeout.
now we have a timeout called by Centralia. That's a very quick timeout, just not even 2 minutes in. Matter of fact, 1 minute and 8 seconds in. Orphans are, I think, caught a little bit off guard by the new offensive formation that Collinsville is throwing out there.
That's definitely the case. They had to take that timeout in order to make adjustments. From a Centralia standpoint, they do not want Collinsville to score on this drive and feel like they're back in this game.
Collinsville wants exactly that to happen. They want to score on this drive and feel like they're back in this game.
Absolutely. We want that momentum.
So Jackson Lee and Kyler Williams come out of the huddle as wide receivers on the far side with Williams in the slot. 2 more wide receivers over here on this side. As Collinsville tries to figure out how to get something going without a false start. And Gabe Miller is back in there as the deep running back behind Swaggart. Here's the snap. Handoff is to Miller. He goes up the middle, and he'll get a couple of yards before he is finally pushed backwards by Eli Shaw for Centralia. Gain of about 1 on the play. It is a chilly night, but it's been chilly all day. We've had nothing but clouds socked in wall to wall all night long, all day long. And We're in for a full day of rain tomorrow, they tell us. Here's the snap. Swagger rolls out to his left-hand side, being trailed on the play by Isaiah, and Isaiah couldn't bring him down. He's still on his feet and pops off of another defender and picks up a first down all the way down to the 25-yard line. Ball came loose. Now Centralia is saying they have it, and they do.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Todd, that was an amazing run by Swaggart. I have no idea how he got out of one of those tackles. All of a sudden, he was just gone.
Man, oh, man. Well, I woke up this morning, it was 47 degrees, and now it's 48. I don't think it's really moved much today.
Well, all of a sudden, fall has just smacked us in the mouth.
Yes, it has.
Including allergies.
Yeah, and they're talking maybe we can see some wet snowflakes by Halloween night.
Woohoo!
Not ready for that.
No, not at all.
I've got 2 hockey games scheduled at the Granite City rink in November. I scheduled them early and got them out of the way, but like last year, I went to one and it was like 20 degrees outside. Yeah. There's a minor keeper, and he's not going to go anywhere.
Very nice job by Collinsville's defense.
He is thrown down by Trey Anderson. I think that's Anderson. Yep, 33 Anderson. And that's a loss of 4 on the play. Boy, oh boy, Collinsville was heading in the right direction. Things were looking good. And turnovers, man, they'll kill you every time. We lost the game at Mattoon because of 3 turnovers. We lost that game by 6 points. And if it wasn't for those 3 turnovers, we probably could have won that by 2 touchdowns.
It happens.
It does.
Those are the things that you just gotta work on, and that's what you gotta work on in the offseason to get better.
Minor had a man in motion, and that freed up the other side, but Collinsville didn't get fooled at all. And that play went for another loss. Loss of about 4 more on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 17 to go. $9:20 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. I know I changed my scoreboard. Why does it still say 2nd?
Uh-oh.
Well, it says 3rd on mine. We'll do that and bring it back up, and hopefully everything will be right. Yep, there we go. All right. Snap, handoff. This one goes to McLean, and McLean is going to get a lot of that back, and he is on his way to a first down, and he has one. Collinsville with him the whole way, man. I tell you what.
He may have lost the ball.
He may have, because DJ Poe was trying to rip it out of his hands as Poe was trying to tackle him, but he ended up holding on to that ball. That was 3rd down and forever to go, and McLean gets all of it.
Centralia.
Minor stands in shotgun once again. 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line, and here is a handoff. No, it's a keeper. Ooh, man.
Ooh.
Man, I tell you what, Minor got smacked.
Yeah, he didn't
by
land
Trey
the right
Anderson
way.
once again. No, he did not. No, that wasn't Anderson this time. 23 instead of 33. That was Tremaine Burns, who put a smack daddy on Minor.
2nd and 8.
So just a modest gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 for Centralia on their own 39-yard line. Here's the snap. Handoff is going to go right up the middle, and it's going to go for about 2 yards by Isaiah. Or excuse me, Cunningham.
And Garcia Cloud.
And Isaiah's number 12. Cunningsham's number 2. I saw the 2 and didn't see the 1.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
That happens more than you think. Tabor lines up as a wide receiver over here on this side. In the slot is Woolbright. Woolbright has already had a touchdown here tonight. And once again, Minor in shotgun as he redirects traffic, and he puts Cunningham right behind him. Here's the snap. It's low. He hands the ball off to Cunningham. Cunningham brings it around the left side, has the first down, and then is driven out of bounds. No, he doesn't have. Well, yep, now he has the
really
first
close,
down.
Yeah.
Cunningham, the ball carrier.
Right in front of the Collinsville bench, Cunningham was brought down. And, of course, that gives Coach Popovich a chance to jaw jack a little bit inside of that line judge's ear and say, hey, aren't you supposed to back up a little bit farther?
First down, Centralia.
Fresh set of downs for the Orphans as they approach Collinsville territory. Clock continues to run. 7:20 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Kahawks need to get on the scoreboard, or driving on that opening possession here of the second half until a fumble gave the ball back to Centralia. Here is a run by McLean again, and he gets wrapped up by Nick Becker right at midfield. They'll give him forward progress to the 49-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7.
So far, besides that really long run on that 3rd down, Collinsville's pursuit and their tackling has actually looked a lot better this half so far. Just you really need it whenever it matters, like 3rd and longs.
Yes, 3rd and longs are killers right here in this game because
Yes, they are.
Centralia keeps on picking up those first down on those 3rd and longs. Here is a 2nd and about 8 to go for first down for Centralia. Ball right at midfield. They're marking it down on the Kahok 49-yard line. Minor in shotgun once again. Play clock, they're letting it drip all the way down to about 4 seconds. Minor looks to throw, tried the right side, comes back to the left. Almost
man.
picked off by Nick Becker. He jumps right in front of Woolbright and did everything but haul that
It
in.
was a great read, a great play. Just he needed to finish it.
Man, oh man, Collinsville's just missing out on things here tonight. So 3rd and 8 now coming up here for Centralia. Another big 3rd down for Collinsville. They can stop it. Maybe Centralia punts the ball. Right now they're playing clock management very well as they snap the ball and the handoff goes to Chamberlain. He brings it around the left side. He has room and he is dropped down at about the 40-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. And once again, the Orphans move the chains.
Orphans pick up the first down.
So now they're at the Collinsville 40. And you just get the feeling here, man, if Centralia scores one more touchdown, this game's probably out of reach.
Yeah, that's why I talked about at the beginning. You know, Collins will need to find consistency on offense and make a quick score. Fortunately, it's not happening. They had a great first drive until that fumble, though.
There's the snap to Minor, and almost tackled in the backfield was Cunningham. He was almost brought down.
And a flag at the end of that.
Almost brought down by Tremaine Burns, but Burns just couldn't quite grab that shoelace fast enough. Flag comes at the end of the play. And it's going to be a holding call against Centralia. So
Wow.
Centralia
That's a
continues to
late
shoot
call
themselves
for
in
a
the
hold.
foot. Yeah, especially that deep in the field in the run.
Yeah.
Normally when you get down toward the end and the guy's being tackled, that's when there's...
And this is the pattern we're starting to see. Centralia will get on these 6, 7, 8 play drives, and around play number 7, they'll kill themselves with a holding call. It's really tough to. Well, you can't win like that.
So, first down and 11 now. As the ball is at the Kahok 41-yard line, Minor in shotgun. He hands the ball off to Cunningham. Cunningham brings it around the left side where there is plenty of cushion. No one is playing up on the line of scrimmage over here on this left side, and Centralia exploited that.
They're finding a lot of success on that outside.
Another flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
And this one's going to come
Another
back as
hold.
well. Wait for the referee to give us the signal. It's actually unsportsmanlike conduct against Centralia, so that's even worse than a holding call.
Again, this is just signs of undisciplined teams.
Hey, you hit the nail on the head there too, man. 6 or 7 plays, and then after that, it's all penalties.
It's like it falls apart for them.
I didn't see anybody call a timeout. I guess Centralia burned one earlier, but I didn't see anyone call one here. There's been no indication of a timeout, but Collinsville's come over to the sideline.
Centralia's radio guys are speculating somebody might get tossed.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so.
But I didn't see what happened.
No, neither did I. Must have been after the play was dead. 'Cause I didn't even see the flag come in. And they're backing them all the way up into their territory, man, all the way back to the Orphans' 42. They got to go all the way down to the Collinsville 30 for a first down.
Wow.
And the referee's writing something down on his card, so they might have ejected
They
someone.
may have. Probably somebody threw a punch or something like that. I mean, it was quick.
It was.
It wasn't like a fight or anything at the end of that play, but they caught something.
First down and 42.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever said that before in my life. First and 42. Here's the handoff, and this one is going to go to Isaiah. He tries the right side, and he gets thrown out of bounds at close to midfield.
Got a chunk of it.
Yeah, they're going to have to get 4 chunks in succession if they want to pick up this first down. Of course, it'll be on like 3rd and 13, and then they'll pick it up.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, Collinsville still has a great opportunity to make a stop here because Centralia continues to shoot themselves in the foot.
Second and 25 for the Orphans.
They can still make a stop and score and be in this game.
Second down and long still. Here's a low snap. Miner picks it up, runs it forward, and then he gets taken down from behind. I tell you what, Tremaine Burns is having a great game on defense.
He's everywhere.
Called his name like 3 times in the last 10 minutes of this game.
And they're all at the line of scrimmage or behind.
Tackle made by Ron
Modest
Davis.
gain.
Play brings up third and long
3rd
for the
down.
Orphans.
And about 23 to go for a first down here. As the ball is on the 47-yard line of the Orphans. As they let that play clock wind down. 4:35 left on the game clock in the 3rd quarter. Play clock's down to 10 seconds. Miner's back in shotgun. He's ready to go. Here's the snap and a pitch out. Comes over to this side for Isaiah as Gabe Miller tracks him down from behind and doesn't let him get any farther than the 45-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 15 to go for a first down here.
4th and 15 for the Orphans.
So we'll see how Centralia wants to play this if they want to punt this ball. We won't know initially until they get close to snapping the ball, and that's when you will see Miner back up if he is indeed going to punt. Looks like they're going to – nope, he's going to punt
they're
now.
gonna punt.
Yep. So Stephen Green goes back deep, and the punt is going to be a wobbly one that goes over on the far side sideline and goes out of bounds right around the 15-yard line, depending on where they spot it. They'll spot it at the 14. So Collinsville with their second possession here in the second half, and the Kahoks, I hate to say this right now, but they've got to score on this drive.
Yes. They got to find
3:42
some kind of
left, yeah.
consistency on offense and actually sustain a drive that results in some kind of points. It's only a 3-score game. They can get back in this.
3:42 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Collinsville will start from their own 14-yard line, and it'll be Swaggart who will be in quarterback position once again. No one in the backfield as far as running backs. 3 wide receivers this side, 2 on the far side. Swaggart is going to keep it, and that's usually when you know when the backfield
Yep.
is empty, you know he's going to keep it.
Yeah. They kind of have him out there as a wildcat quarterback. It's just a dead giveaway.
Loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12. And if Collinsville wants to continue to run the ball, they're going to have to find a little bit more creative ways to do it. Empty backfield is a dead giveaway that the quarterback is going to keep the ball.
And that's the problem. You can't do that the very first play of that drive because it's most likely going to result in
Well, we'll
a
see
loss
because
of
here's the same
yards.
formation. Empty backfield.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
hope
Swaggart has
so.
thrown the ball before. He's going back to pass. He steps up. Now he runs, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, if that. Well, almost to the original line of scrimmage, about a yard short, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. Swaggart, he has a couple of passes on the year, but not for anything major as far as completions are concerned. As he comes in from the sidelines, has his play from Coach Popovich. As relayed to him from up on the roof here, and Zach Bilyeu. Same formation, 3 on the near, 2 on the far as wide receivers. Swaggart back to pass, looks, launches it, down the middle, has a man open,
Very
and caught!
nice.
Oh, baby!
And that's
What
exactly
a beautiful
what you
play! Jerry Richardson with a big catch there for Collinsville.
Want. He's got an arm.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if you get much more of a beautiful pass than that.
Man, I'm telling you what, that was
nice. Yeah. Well, maybe there's that spark that they need in order to get this going.
That was a 52-yard pass play there from Swaggart to Jerry Richardson, and Collinsville is in action here. 2:55 left to play. Here's a handoff. I think it was supposed to go to Miller,
I think
but
it was too.
I think Miller missed the play call on that one as he ran right by Swaggart. Swaggart's like, okay, I guess I'm carrying it. Anyway, got about 5 on the play.
Well, that can be a nice little play, a little fake to the fullback, and then use him as a lead blocker. I just don't think that was a called play.
And also faked out the quarterback. 90 seconds left to play here in the third.
If it's designed, it's a good play.
It is, yeah. It was a design mistake.
There you go.
Collinsville has the ball on the enemy's 28-yard line. Swaggart in shotgun, has Miller behind him. This time Miller does get the handoff, and I think Centralia knew that was coming too, but Miller continues to barrel his way
legs
forward,
are going.
and he moves and continues to move the pile. That's good enough for a first down.
He is so hard to take down.
First down for the Kahawks.
Well, his thighs are about as big as my waist.
Yeah.
He gets those legs churning, man. It's hard to bring him down.
He's a prototypical fullback.
So the ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Collinsville will have it 1st and 10 from the Orphans' 20. We're under a minute to go, 55 seconds. Collinsville desperately needing a score here to make a game out of this. Empty backfield once again. Swaggart back there by himself, but here comes Kyler Williams in motion, and Kyler Williams gets the handoff. Then a face mask is going to be called as Williams tried to get rid of Brendan Franklin. He stuck out that hand, and I'm not sure if this one's going to go against, well, they're going to call Franklin on it. Wow.
I thought they were going to call that on us.
So did I. We'll catch a break. And Collinsville, instead of no gain on the play, will get some yardage out of this. And it'll still be first down. Well, it depends on what kind of. I think it's just a 5-yard face mask, incidental. So first down. And the snap to Swaggart, and he, man, I thought for a second there he was going to get
Now look at that leg
smacked
drive.
for a loss.
Whoa,
Now he
no.
rips the ball out of Swaggart's hands, does Chamberlain, and Chamberlain is going to take it all the way down for a Centralia
That is
Orphan
not
score.
What you need.
Touchdown.
Man, oh man.
Ball security or lack thereof can kill you.
82 yards. Chamberlain rips that ball out of the hands of Swaggart.
Touchdown.
What do you call that? Is that a fumble?
That's a fumble.
Okay.
That's a fumble.
Because the ball never hit the ground.
I know. It doesn't have to hit the ground to be a fumble.
Man, oh man. This night just is.
That was,
Mm.
yeah. Not really sure what to say about that.
I don't know why. Why did I say Chamberlain? It's McLean.
I keep hearing the John Mozeliak thing on 101 Sports.
Not great, is it?
Not great.
Yeah. Wow, that turned quick.
Yes. As I was commenting about how great his
I
leg
know,
drive
man.
was. and
I know.
It looked good.
On to try the extra point is Abner Cruz. He's already hit 3 of those here tonight. And there's a snap, ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So we go from trying to not be down 21-0 and on the doorstep of maybe getting the first touchdown of this game, and then Collinsville has the freakish incident of the ball being ripped out of the quarterback's hands and being ran 82 yards for a touchdown. Collinsville will get the ball back next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Well, an 82-yard fumble recovery by Mark McLean for Centralia. Basically, Mark McLean just ripped the ball right out of Travion Swaggart's hands while Swaggart was trying to drive for a first down. He had the first down, too.
He had it. That was a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to break a little bit more out of that, and unfortunately the unthinkable happens.
Yeah, and that play right there sent a bunch of fans home. We lost half of our fans when the band quit. The band parents are like, oh, my kid's done. I'm going home. Kickoff on the way. Stephen Green takes it at the 15. He's across the 25, now the 30, the 35, the 40, and he gets brought down around the 43-yard line.
He's had some really good returns tonight.
Tackle by Marzeal Marshall, or else Green may have made it to midfield. Yeah, he's had some pretty good runbacks tonight.
Just waiting for him to just blow one wide open.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that from Travion Swaggart all year
Well,
long,
that's true, too.
Yeah. Swaggart came into this game having the most runbacks, but still no touchdown to show for it.
Oh, wow.
So he's back out there at quarterback. He has Gabe Miller as his lone running back behind him, 2 wide receivers on either side of the line, and here's the handoff to Miller. Miller up the middle, positive yardage, drives those legs, gets into orphan territory, and gets dropped down at the Centralia 49-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter. We will take a break. Fourth quarter action comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
Todd Duke, Peyton Blaylock back with you. Collinsville into Centralia territory. Fourth quarter is underway. Here's a little sideline pass to Kyler Williams, and he does a little fancy footwork to get himself some yardage, and a flag comes in. Man, I sign that guy up for quarterback, man. That flag came all the way in from the 25-yard line and landed at midfield. Man. This has been a flag fest, though, too.
Really has. What?
Here's the call for the referee. It's going to be an illegal block in the back by Collinsville, so that will take the Kahawks out of Orphans territory and back into Kahawk territory. We are just underway in the fourth quarter, 11:52 left to play here in this fourth quarter. As we check the scoreboards here, we have 3-1 Astros lead over the Nationals now in the bottom of the fifth.
Still don't take.
Nope.
That's
not going to stand.
Over. Nope.
That's not going to stand. Swaggart back to pass. He has some time, and then that time kind of runs out, and Swaggart goes down, and that ball came out after the whistle. So, now a flag comes in after that. Man, oh, man. We've had more yellow hankies on the ground than we've had yards gained by Collinsville here tonight. There's another personal foul on Centralia. Man, oh, man, they have had a number of those tonight.
They really have. Again, undisciplined team.
Man.
You can see why this team's only won 2 games this year.
Yeah, I can. You're up 28. I heard the radio guys down there. You're up 28-0, man. You got to contain yourself. And
exactly.
I think I heard somebody from Centralia's sideline yelling as well.
Yeah, they didn't sound too happy.
Not too happy.
From a coach's standpoint,
I wouldn't be either.
Furious
oh,
right
yeah.
now.
That's going to tarnish the win if they end up having guys kicked out and
Well, it's one of those things where it's just act like you've been there before.
Yeah. Do they need to move the chains? Because it looks like that ball is over where
Yeah.
they need to go to the first down marker. So why don't they get that
think
taken care of
so.
first? Okay. This is what you kind of call a cluster muck.
I think the chain guys are just enamored by all the
Yeah, I
penalties
know.
as much as we
yeah.
are.
Oh, really? Is this where we're going
They're
now?
just face.
All right, 1st and 10. Back into Orphans territory now. Swaggart in shotgun. He hands the ball. Oh, no, he doesn't. A fake to Miller, and Swaggart then runs up left hand, then turns it up the middle and gets it across the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him down, and that will be enough to move the
That was
chains.
a very nice run.
Up the first down.
I like that little fake handoff spin move there.
Yep.
11:15 left to play here in this fourth quarter. If Collinsville has got a chance at all, they're going to have to score on this drive, not turn the ball over anymore, and create a couple of turnovers themselves.
Yep.
That's the recipe.
It's a pretty tall order
It is.
at this point, unfortunately.
Green lines up over on the far side in the slot. Schneiderwin lines up on the far side sideline. That one goes through the legs of Swaggart. He gets out of it, runs forward, and he'll get some positive yardage out of it. Well, maybe not. They'll mark him down as a 2-yard loss, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Actually, they'll mark him down as a 1-yard loss now. So just a loss of a yard on the play when it could have been a lot worse. We have some playoff soccer action coming up for you tomorrow, kids. It's going to be a very wet day over at O'Fallon High School, but we'll be at O'Fallon 6 o'clock between Collinsville and the O'Fallon Panthers. O'Fallon won their semifinal against Belleville East 1-0 on Tuesday night. Collinsville beat Belleville West 2-0 on Tuesday night. Another low snap. Swaggart back to pass. He throws, but that
Whistle stops the play.
is dead on another whistle and a false start against Collinsville.
Ball start on the
So
Kahok.
instead of 2nd down and 11, it'll be 2nd down and 16. Collinsville and O'Fallon tomorrow, 6 p.m. start time. Edwardsville, they won tonight in their semifinal, and they will be off, or excuse me, that was their championship game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they are regional champs, and they will look to go to Belleville East for the sectional semifinal on Tuesday night. They'll play either Collinsville or O'Fallon. Snap to Swaggart, back there by himself. Throws the ball up for grabs over on the far side. That's got to be pass interference.
That's a PI.
That is some pass interference over there. Trying to come down with that ball was Jerry Richardson, but in there with all kinds of interference was Camden Woolbright. So Collinsville will benefit from another Centralia penalty. And the Kahawks will get a first down out of this. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter. Collinsville will get the ball after on the second drive in a row. Collinsville turns the ball over. So, the Orphans get the ball back. And for all intents and purposes, this game is pretty much over. 28-point deficit with 9:40 left to go, and the wrong team has the ball. Here's the snap. Miner hands the ball off to McLean once again, and McLean will have close to enough yards for a first down, about a yard short, so we'll call it 9 on the carry, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1.
Second and 1 for Centralia.
Mm-hmm. Second and 1. And a flag on the play.
Another flag.
And I don't know what that flag is, but I think that might be because of language. I think some of these two wide receivers lined up over here on this No, they're
False
going to call it a false start.
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was language. They pointed at number 6, and I thought number 6 might have said something to the defenseman across from me, but James Long was lined up in the neutral zone is what happened. Usually they point
You
over to the
check with
referee.
yeah.
They point over to the referee and ask the referee if am I lined up okay. Maybe that time he didn't ask.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've coached a ton of receivers that, every once in a while you get a guy that forgets to check, and then that happens.
Cunningham in the backfield gets the carry and almost wrapped up for a loss by Burns, but then help comes along the way, and once again, Burns in there as well as Trey Anderson, and at the last minute, Lance Koretz in there on the end of that tackle. 3rd down and about 4 to go here for Centralia. As Minor is under center once again. This time looks like he's going to have back on either side of his shoulder. He has McLean on the left side and Cunningham on the right. Here's the snap. It's high, and the give is to Cunningham. He follows his blocker, McLean. That's a big body to block for you. And that is enough for a 1st down, and the chains move once again for Centralia with 7:50 left to play here in this 4th quarter. No 2-hour and 5-minute game here tonight, kids.
No, I'm just convinced the referees don't want to go home.
Yeah,
keep
we
throwing
have
the
a
flags and stopping the clock.
injury on the field. One of the Kahawks are down, so we will step aside for an injury timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshighbid.com.
Back here at Kahok Stadium, Nick Becker was the injured Kahok, but he did come up and walk off to the sideline under his own power. And we were counting up the Centralia penalties, 19 penalties for 190 yards. That's just not good.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's all you can say is wow.
I know. So 1st and 10 for Centralia from their own 38-yard line, 7:40 now left to play here in this 4th quarter. And what looks like the season for both of these teams. There was a high snap. Boy, they were throwing them low earlier. Now they're throwing them high, and there is nowhere to run for Marcus Isaiah, and that is going to be a loss on the play. Jermaine Burns on the tackle.
Yeah, you hate to say it because it's against us, but man, the football gods normally do not shine down upon teams with that many penalties.
I know. Just like
They're
we talked about the
lucky.
3 turnovers in Mattoon. You can very rarely turn the ball over 3 times and expect to win.
Exactly.
You can really 2 football lengths of the field in penalties and you're still winning the game. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, normally that's not the case. That's a good recipe for being blown out yourself.
Yeah, Orphans are going into chew the clock mode now. That's why they have backs on either side of Minor. They're going to hand it off and hand it off and hand it off some more for the rest of this game. That one went to McLean. I don't know why I want to call him Chamberlain. McLean gets back up to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Clock continues to move with 6:25 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Minor looks over to the sideline, but really they're just looking over there to waste more time as the play clock runs down to 7 seconds. Game clock runs down to 6:10. Man in motion, and the man in motion gets the handoff, and that was sniffed out.
That's a really good stop by
right
Collinsville.
away. Yeah, that was a nice smell by Trey Anderson. He smelled that one all the way, and Isaiah didn't stand a chance to gain any ground on that one. That's going to bring up 4th down, so Collinsville will get the ball back here, and they should get it back in relatively good field position after the punt forthcoming by Hayden Minor. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do on 4th and 17. Back deep for the Kahawks is Chris Jones. He stands on his own 30. Here is the kick. It's low, end over end. It bounces, and it's going to continue bouncing until it's picked up at the last second by Jones, and he gets about a yard. I don't know. Hey, give it a try.
Yeah. The coach in me just says, don't take the risk.
Don't touch that ball. Popovich is standing down here all by himself, probably hollering at him the whole way.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't. I told you not to
You're normally
touch
yelling,
it.
poison, poison, poison.
Yeah.
Get away from that ball.
5:15 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Collinsville will have one more crack at it here, at least, to try and drive the ball down the field to get rid of that goose egg. Well, have to drive about 75 yards to do it. 1st and 10 for Collinsville from their own 24-yard line. Swaggart, empty backfield. He goes back to pass. He looks, brings it back down, rolls out some more. And he's going to be in trouble, and hopefully he can hold on to the ball. And he'll lose about 2 yards on that play. Doesn't really hold that ball very confidently, does he?
No, and that's an awful lot of dancing, too.
Yeah, it is. Because when you're moving around like that, you cannot have your arms tucked into your side. You're going to have them out here flailing. I think that's where McLean stole the ball at one time and trotted 85 yards for a touchdown. Empty backfield once again for Collinsville. 3 wide receivers on the far side, 2 over here on this side. Now a man comes into motion. That's Stephen Green, but we're going to have a false start.
Flag on the field.
Yeah.
False start, Kahok.
Well, Coach mentioned earlier in the year that between the sophomores and juniors that are returning for next year's team, he'll have about 75 kids.
That's good.
So it all depends on the current freshman class and the incoming freshman class as to find out how many kids will go out for football next year.
For sure. They're big. You know, this offseason, the weight room's got to be their friends.
Oh, yeah.
These guys got to get in the weight room, get dedicated.
They talked about that, too.
Yep.
And the weight program is going very well here at Collinsville. And this game is not, as that went for no yards whatsoever. And another 3rd and long coming up here for the Collinsville offense. So after tonight, only 2 more fall sports programs still in action. Soccer, of course, playing in the regional championship game tomorrow in O'Fallon, and the girls volleyball team will start their regional trip in Alton on Tuesday. Here is Swaggart back to pass. He looks deep. He throws deep. He has Robinson close again, and this is going to be pass interference against James Long. Still trying to find, Richardson, that is. Jerry Richardson. Swaggert's got an arm on him, but it seems
really
to me
does.
he just kind of launches it into the air, and I don't know where it's going to land, but I'm going to get it down there close.
Well, it's kind of like what they say with pitchers. You have throwers and you have pitchers.
Yep.
You have the same thing with quarterbacks. He's got a very long developing throw, too.
We'll see where they mark this one down, and it's not going to be good enough for a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 2. Clock stopped right now with 3:24 left to play. Now it runs, and Collinsville breaks huddle. Brooks and Green line up as slot receivers on the far side. Here's the snap. Swaggert's going to keep it, and he's going to try to follow some blockers up front, but he doesn't have any luck there either. And that's going to be a loss of a yard on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Well, Colby Anderson also handled the punting duties. I know that Stephen Green has handled those a couple of times this year, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Green punt this one away. But, hey, you know what? You're losing 28-0 with 2:40 left to go in the last game of the year. Why not go for it?
At that point, yeah. Reach down into your bag of tricks and see what you can do.
Sure. Whip out the old Statue of Liberty play. Or the hook and ladder. Something. Same formation, though. 3 on the far, 2 on the near. Swaggart keeps it, and he's not going to get very far. He gets out of one tackle, but he's not going to get out of that one. And that's going to give the ball back to Centralia. So the Orphans will get the ball back deep into Kahok territory at the Collinsville 28-yard line. And Centralia will start this possession from there, not really needing any more points. And we'll be surprised if they actually try to score again. They might just hand the ball off a few times and let the clock run down. Unfortunately, it looks like Collinsville is going to have a non-win season for the first time since the team went 0-9 in the 2004 year, and they'll add on, and it'll be the 7th non-win year in Kahoks history. Now we have a timeout called for Centralia. Not sure what they want to talk about.
Hopefully they're just showing them how to go into the victory formation. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
How to kneel.
That wasn't much of a timeout. Centralia called it and didn't even run over to the sideline.
It wasn't.
They called it, and when the kids were running over to the sideline, the coach said, "No, go back."
Yeah, just kidding.
Just kidding. JK.
Just want to use it.
219. Yeah, we had 3, wanted to use 1. Oh, actually, they had, I guess they're down to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They used the earlier one. Here is a handoff, and this one is going to go to Amir Johnson, the freshman running back. So they're trying to get some freshmen in there to get a little taste of some varsity action, and I'm sure that if you asked Amir Johnson, he would say, I'll wait till next year after that play.
He didn't look ready for that.
No, he was not. What do you mean you're handing the ball to me? Clock continues to run. 1:50 to go. I'm surprised they have their quarterback still coming out here, but Minor is actually, I don't even think they do now. Minor went to the sideline, and looks like the backup quarterback, which is Carson Green, number 15. He drops the snap, and he'll fall forward, and then that's
this is one way to kneel it out, I guess.
I guess. So much for the victory formation. And that'll bring up a 3rd and about 20 for Centralia. Clock continues to move. That's all Centralia cares about right now. They just want the clock to run down. Backup quarterback Carson Green is a freshman. 5'9", 145 pounds. So the freshman quarterback and the freshman running back losing yards for Centralia here on their varsity trip. There's the snap, and the handoff will go once again to Marziel Marshall, and Marshall will lose a couple of yards as well. And Centralia will not have to run another play if they don't want to, as the game clock is down to 30 seconds, play clock 32. So they don't really have to run another play. And Centralia will end the year on a little 2-game win streak. Collinsville will end their year 0-9. That will bring us into our post-game coverage, brought to you by Chiropractic Works. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give him a call, 343-3602, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks get shut out, 28-0. They were shut out of their first 3 games, or excuse me, their first game of the year and their 4th game of the year. So the Kahawks suffer their 3rd shutout on the year and in the year at 0-9. We'll talk things over here in a little bit with Zach Bilyeu, as the Chiropractic Works pregame show is next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network, as Collinsville falls here tonight by a final score of 28-0 and end their season at 0-9. And joining us now is offensive coordinator Zach Bilyeu. Coach, I know this is not how you wanted things to end, but man, despite the fact that Centralia tried to give you every time, man, 19, 20 penalties or something like that, they just it didn't really matter. Collinsville, you guys, the offense just couldn't get anything going.
No, it was a little sloppy on both sides. We got to be able to capitalize on some of that stuff. We just came out flat. I mean, when we got the freshman back there, we got to put our hand in the dirt and get our 3 yards and go. And just was not a lot clicking offensively the first half. And credit to the guys that just kept giving it their all. And obviously when Colby went down, we had to make an adjustment. But it's hats off Centralia. I mean, they got some big boys, and they're blatantly their weight room program has been working because they dominated us on the offensive and defensive line the first half. I mean, they basically took what they wanted, and that obviously limits the play calling ability when you can't get outside and you're having a little trouble inside. That limits what we do. So hats off to their coaches and their that front seven.
You did have some spurts there where you moved the ball very well, and then when you got down inside the 30-yard line, turnover.
Yeah, and that's that was just some inexperience. As we've talked about before. Trey hasn't played since 8th grade, and he's now a varsity starter and run around a quarterback and. Having the freshman back there at times, it's a lot to ask of a 14-year-old to, go through all that we've been putting him through. And I think what I liked is, no matter how many turnovers we had, the guys kept fighting. I mean, they knew this was the last game for the seniors, and I believe that they all fought and they continued to fight. And you saw at the end there that we're just fighting for extra yards. And hopefully next year we're a little bit stronger on the ball, and we know to get down when 4 or 5 guys are ripping at us. And I think a lot of it's correctable stuff. And, like you said, there were glimpses, and I think there's a lot of stuff we can work with this offseason.
Yeah, well, we were Coach Pop and I were talking about that in the pregame show. We were talking about senior night, and I'm like, well, here's some juniors that are going to be having that senior night next year, and you got some good ones coming back, man. Jaden Neighbors, Stephen Green, you got Swaggart. I know that he's a sophomore, but he's coming back. You got Nick Becker, who I just love out there on defense, coming back. So you have got the nucleus here, and you've got this young quarterback who now has this experience that's only going to help him. I think that the future looks a little bit better.
Well, like this season, obviously, 0-9 is not what you want. And like I told Peyton, like, you know, if you'd have told me I'd have 3 quarterbacks on crutches at the end of the year, I mean, there's not a lot of teams that can bounce back from that. You know, depth-wise, we're not Rochester. We're not quarterback U yet, and you know, we're working on some of the young guys and getting them ready. And you know, for Colby to go down and Holton went down, he was playing quarterback for a little bit, and Chai at the very beginning. I mean, it's hard to answer. It's no excuses. I mean, we have to be better on both sides. We have to be better as a coaching staff, but I do think there's a ton of guys coming back, and that's not talking about, you know, Jerry Richardson as a freshman, A.J. Rogers. I mean, we've got some guys that are going to be sophomores next year. They're going to be absolute dudes, Seth Sorensen. And then we have a bunch of sophomores that didn't get a ton of reps at varsity. I mean, you have Austin Stewart. You just have a ton of guys that I think, like offensive and defensive linemen, that there's definitely a lot of promise. But I think it's time for us to not talk about it and to be about it. And we got to hit the weight room, and we got to be committed, and we got to get in other sports, and you know, we have to do it. You know, there's a lot of talk here for a lot of years, and I think it's time when the talent is there. But it's time for us to do something about it. I mean, that's on us as a coaching staff, and you know, we're gonna talk to these players and give them the challenge when we meet on Monday that, you know, it's time to step up and make Collinsville proud of football. And I think we started to do that last year, and this is obviously a setback, but I think we're still going in the right direction.
Well, I do appreciate you coming to visit me after the games, and I'm sure we'll see you over at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for basketball season.
Oh, absolutely. Can't wait to watch those guys.
All right. Thank you very much. That is Zach Bilyeu, the offensive coordinator here for the Collinsville Kahawks. As they take a rough one on the chin tonight, 28-0 final score, as Centralia hands the Kahawks their final loss on the year and a 0-9 season. That's going to do it for us. Our next time here at Kahawk Stadium will be in March for girls soccer, but we're not done yet, kids. We have some boys soccer coming up for you tomorrow. Myself and Chris Kettler will make the trip to O'Fallon, and we'll bring you the regional semifinal game between your Collinsville Kahawks and the O'Fallon Panthers. Game time is set for 6 o'clock, so we'll be on the air around 5:40 with the pregame show. Big thank you to Coach Popovich all year long joining us on the pregame show, except for that one time in Alton when the bus showed up late. And a big thank you to Coach Bilyeu. Big thank you to all the JV guys who has helped me throughout the season operating the camera as well. And big thank you to Zach Roseman on camera and Chris Kettler providing a little color commentary on our long road trips that we had for you this year. My name is Todd Duke. We appreciate every time you guys watch us here on the Kahawk Sports Network, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, everyone, have yourselves a fantastic weekend.